listening to I Am Refocused Radio with your host, Shamaya Reed. This show is designed to inspire you to live your purpose and regain your focus. And now, here's your host, Shamaya Reed.
Welcome back to I Am Refocused Radio. Once again, we are here today, and today, man, we have a true amazing guest on the show. We have Leland Vittert. He is NewsNation's chief Washington anchor, host of On Balance. You can catch that on weeknights, 9, 8 Central on NewsNation. We're talking about today about his best-selling book, Born Lucky, a dedicated father and a grateful son, and my journey with autism. It's a true honor having you on. We know you. We can just Google your name. You're doing some big things. So first and foremost, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. It's nice to be with you. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. So let's talk about the book, man. I had a privilege to take a sneak peek at it. Man, you talking about being born lucky. You had the doctor saying, we're calling this kid lucky. So kind of give us the backstory, man.
Well, I was supposed to be born dead. And I was born by C-section, by a sort of a stroke of luck and my mother making a fortuitous decision. And it saved my life. And I named the book Born Lucky because I wanted to be a story of gratitude and love towards my father, and that's really what it is. It's a love letter to my father. But since it has come out, I have heard from hundreds upon hundreds of families and fathers who have taken it to let them know that they're not alone in the struggles. I was born, acquired, whatever you want to call it, with autism. And starting when I was a very young kid, it was clear I had a lot of problems. My dad quit his job and dedicated his life to adapting me to the world rather than the world to me. And this is that story. It's also a story of hope for every family of a kid having a hard time. It doesn't matter if it's ADHD or anxiety or bullying or autism or physical disabilities, social media problems growing up, whatever it is. Born Lucky is proof of what parents can do. It's the proof, in the words of George Will, the mountain-moving power of parental love.
When you look back and see how your father became your full-time coach, he never gave up on you. He kept pushing you to not just do great things, but to, keep the goals ahead of you. Explain how that impacted your life.
Well, for a long time, my dad was my only friend. He is still my best friend. When I was about 8 years old, my parents were told that I needed to be evaluated. And the woman evaluating me ended up telling them, quote, this kid has big problems. So my parents took me to this medical testing office, and we've all been there with the linoleum floors and the bad carpet or whatever, and uncomfortable furniture, stale coffee. And the woman brings me back and she says, he's got big issues. He's got behavioral issues. So if somebody looks at him the wrong way, he's going to turn around and slug them. He's got big sensory issues. If he's wearing socks or a jacket that he doesn't like, he's going to melt down. And he has big learning disabilities, a 20-point spread on the IQ test. Between the two halves of your IQ test is a learning disability. I had a 70-point spread, the biggest they'd ever seen. And the woman says, there's not much you can do. You kind of have to meet him where he's at. And my dad knew where I was at was a disaster. So his quest was to adapt me to the world rather than the world to me.
We think all the challenges you overcame. I mean, in high school, you did warring, and when you look at the effort you had to do on that sport, I mean, you kept pushing through. You didn't take anything as I'm gonna feel bad for myself. You didn't have that pity party. You kept pushing. How did you learn from being around coaches and your father having you back?
Well, that I think is the biggest part, right? That my father was my unyielding champion. And you really picked up that I knew 100% my father believed in me and would protect me. It was a remarkable, remarkable thing. And Born Lucky has some of those stories. What you're picking up on also is that my dad did not want to take the adversity away, right? 8th grade, art teacher compares me disfavorably to his dog's rear end. And my dad makes me go back to school the next day. Been in an art class for a few months, and the guy didn't think I was going to become Picasso. So we're all sitting there at the art tables with stuff on the walls and whatever else. And he says in front of the whole class, hey, Vittert, if my dog was as ugly as you, I would shave its bleep and make it walk backwards. And whole place roars with laughter. I go home that night. I tell my dad what happened, and you can imagine what those days were like, because if the teachers feel like they can do that, what the kids are doing. And my dad listens, understands, puts me back together, and then next morning sends me back to school because he wanted to teach me that I was strong, that I was resilient. And that is something that is a lesson that has lasted through my entire life as something that is the greatest gift I think my dad gave me, was teaching me that I can do hard things. And so much of life and parenting now is taking away the hard things from kids. My dad wanted me to know that I could do hard things and that he would help me.
There's so many great stories within the book. We only have time to go through any of them. But when you think about your internship one summer at KMOX, I mean, even there, practice your craft, learning all these gems throughout time. I mean, how has those memories kind of helped you reflect on life right now? Because you're just getting started, man. You're young, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm 43, not that young anymore. My wife will tell you that there's still a lot of work to be done, work in progress, right? But I think what you're getting at is how my dad wanted me to learn the importance of achievement and the importance of self-esteem and doing hard things. So I wasn't going to be good at school. I wasn't going to be good at athletics, and I wasn't going to have a lot of friends. Those were the way that most kids get self-esteem. So he started by teaching me with pushups. So 200 pushups a day, 5 days a week, to try and teach me that self-esteem is earned, not given. And that's been a big part of his whole life. And, you talk about when I was a young kid, going to get internships and jobs because my dad wanted me to try to understand what the real world was like and how I was going to have to operate in that world. So this was a story of a father not knowing how things were going to end up, obviously, because he was sitting in the living room at night crying, but understanding what he was going to have to do to give his son a chance.
Once again, man, powerful story. Amazing. I see why he's doing numbers, man. People can't put this book down. And I want to say thanks for your team allowing me to have a chance to have a sneak peek at this, because it's a timely story that I think America and beyond are going to appreciate it for years to come. We've been talking to our guest today, Leland. Want to say to you, you're killing it, man. We didn't get to the good parts of your come up with media and all the great things you're doing. People just got to get the book, man, because like I said, we don't have enough time to go through it. But I want to say to you, you're an inspiration, man. Keep doing what you're doing. Powerful story, man.
Yeah, thanks, Shemaiah. Born Lucky, available on Amazon and everywhere else. Makes a great Father's Day present.
Thank you, sir. Have a great one. Thank you for your time.
You too.